How are you all today?
Good.
Good. My name is Angela Turner Ford, and we'll just go around the table and introduce ourselves, and then we'll allow you to do the same.
Thank you, Angela.
I'm Tracy Day, the budget analyst for your agency.
I think we can hear you.
There we go. I'm Kathy Chisholm.
And you all have the floor to present to us.
All right. My name is Cal Rhodes. I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
Your name again, please?
Cal, T-A-L, Rhodes, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you.
And I'm John Kaiser. I'm the Executive Director, 3 weeks on the job now.
Repeat your name one more time. It's difficult to hear.
It's John, John, Kaiser, K-A-I-S-E-R.
Thank you. So we're here for this subcommittee meeting with the Veterans Home Purchase Board. Please share with us your budget request and any pertinent information you think we need to know.
Okay, thank you. Just to kind of give you a little background and history of the Veterans Home Purchase Board. The Mississippi Legislature established the Home Purchase Board back in 1936 as a state agency, primarily for the purpose of rehabilitating and rewarding our veterans by allowing them to make mortgages at typically a lower interest rate than what is charged in the private sector, also with reduced fees. After that 1936, we received some state appropriations. The last state appropriations that the agency actually received was in 1972. So basically, we've been self-sustaining and self-funded for the last almost 50 years now. The mission here at the Veterans Home Purchase Board is basically, like I said, to provide money in the form of VA guaranteed home purchase loans through the Veterans of Mississippi, typically at a lower interest rate than what they can get in the private sector. And this is just the state's way of thanking our veterans for their sacrifice and service to the country and to the state of Mississippi. Here, we make and service all of our own loans, normally with a lot less people than what would be done in the private sector. The benefit this gives the veteran is, one, it costs the state nothing. The state doesn't pay anything. Like I said, the last appropriations we got was in 1972. But with the reduced fees, the lower staff, no mortgage insurance, and the lower rate, on average, a veteran can save anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 over a 30-year loan. So the current rate environment is kind of made it a little bit more difficult for us to compete with the other mortgage companies in the private sector. The rate, it's harder to have a rate advantage over the private mortgage companies right now just because mortgage rates are so low. So our biggest advantage is working with the veterans. We help them prepare themselves for home ownership, prepare for doing a long-term loan like a mortgage. We help them with correcting their credit issues. Again, like I stated earlier, we have the reduced fee structure with no mortgage insurance and most of the time a reduced down payment for the home or no down payment at all. All of the loans are held locally here at the agency in Pearl. We don't sell them to any outside lender or any other mortgage company outside of the state of Mississippi. And you know, the biggest challenge we have is to be able to provide the level of service that we provide. It's tough for us to retain the best people to make sure that our veterans are taken care of. Typically, our employees who might do 2 or 3 jobs that would be done by one person in the private sector, we've got people doing 2 or 3 of those jobs. And on the average, they make on the low end anywhere from about $10,000 a year less than they would in the private sector to, on the high end, upwards of $50,000 or more. Mortgage loan origination in the private sector can make anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000 plus more than our highest paid employee. over the last year, we've lost about 10% of our staff. One of the things we want to do to try to retain and attract staff is we'd like to put in place a state personnel board career ladder system to promote employees who work to improve themselves through either education or increased experience with the agency. Just roughly to go over the budget, pretty much our budget is remaining the same. We've got less than a 2% increase on most of our allocations, with the exception of personnel salaries, which again, we're wanting to increase just to make ourselves a little bit more competitive with the private sector. Pending your questions, that's all I have. Hal, do you have anything?
I don't.
Any questions? All right, well, thank you all for presenting. I don't have any questions either. If there's any supplemental information you would like to provide, please feel free to get it to us. I think I may see the chairman coming in. Chairman Hobson? Yes. Did you have any questions? This is the Mississippi Home Veterans Board, Purchase Board. Cal Road and John Kaiser. Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate your time, and if there's anything else that you need to get to us, please feel free to do so.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, and Tracy, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
I sure will, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion? Rise and report.
Motion to pass.